Hello and welcome to Tech with Heart. I am your host, Michelle Calloway, and Tech with Heart. It's all about empowering entrepreneurs to embrace technologies, systems, and strategies that'll help them stay competitive and relevant in today's rapidly changing digital landscape. And today's topic, well, it's about security. It's how to do business securely with a new technology called SASE. SASE. And with us today, we have an IT expert. His name is Anthony Regina, and he is from the Bay Area. He's a California IT consultant that loves to help local companies and of all sizes install and effectively use technology to protect their business. So let's go ahead and have a welcome to Anthony. Let's go ahead and get started. Anthony, welcome to the Tech with Heart stage.
Thank you.
Yes. So Anthony, SASE, what can you tell us about it, and how and why is it so important for small business owners to know about this newer technology for security?
Well, SASE originally came out as a result of the COVID pandemic as a way to allow companies of all sizes to be able to stay working when the government basically said you can't go to the office. So it gives you a secure, safe way to work from home. So you're not necessarily in the office, but you can still get the work done, and you're still behind a safe barrier to make sure that the bad guys cannot cause problems.
So that makes a lot of sense, because we did see such a huge paradigm shift of how businesses can continue to conduct business in an era where it wasn't possible for people to meet in an office environment face-to-face in the physical realm. So, and there's still been quite a bit of continued work from home companies that are offering this service. So you're saying it's providing more safe connection between the home user and the company, so that there's not as much data breaches, there's not as much contamination through viruses. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Correct. If you're working inside of your office, your company will usually have hardware security appliances in place, a firewall, something that will protect the network. Well, the average person is not going to have that expensive piece of equipment in their house. So SASE was developed to be that tool. So it has a firewall plus the VPN, which is a virtual private network. So it allows you to connect to your office securely without the traffic being monitored.
Monitored by who?
Anybody that would be trying to install something on your machine, because all the traffic becomes encrypted. So if somebody did have something on your machine, they wouldn't be able to decrypt the traffic and see what you're doing.
I know there's a lot of people who are working from home that have been given hardware, i.e. a computer, a laptop, to be able to do that work from home for the company. It's provided by the company. I'm assuming it's got all this hardware, this firewall, this VPN stuff already built into those computers, so that that's the only computer that employee is to use, and is only to be used for work. Does that sound right?
Correct. Bigger companies will have the machines imaged with their corporate image, which will have whatever endpoint protection software for antivirus, VPN connectivity, whatever they use internally. But smaller companies don't have a closet full of laptops ready to give out to the employees to work from home. So during the pandemic, companies who were thinking about doing a shift of giving employees to work from home, it was a shift that they were planning to do in the next 5 to 10 years. Suddenly they had to do it in 3 to 6 months. And so they were not ready. And so companies are like, oh, we'll just use your home computer and access work. Okay, so that's the computer you, the husband, the wife, the kids are all sharing. And you have no idea where they're going, what's getting installed. And consumer grade software, security software is not the same as business class. So there are differences. And so then that was putting companies at risk. So that's where SASE was kind of developed as a way to, okay, you can take this, install it on any machine, and it's going to protect the traffic and keep, any possible infections out.
Well, that's really good. Thank you for painting that picture. That really helps a lot of people understand what SASE is without going into the technical terms. But now that you've said SASE, it's SASE. Can you explain?
Okay.
Try your best to explain it without going above everybody's head. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you say and share about it that will help even somebody that's not tech savvy kind of grasp?
So it actually stands for Security Access, Security Edge. So basically it's designed, every computer, whether it's something at the office or something at home, it's an edge to your network. Well, when it's an edge to a network, it's an entry point. So SASE then secures that edge so that somebody cannot get into your network from that device. So it secures that particular edge. And so it can be installed on Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iPhones. So every device that we use for work every day is just another entry point into our business. So that's where SASE comes in, is to secure all the devices to make sure that the communication is secure. It also makes it easier to work from home. So when you have a SASE network, it has a completely, totally different set of IP addresses. So your computer would essentially have two different IP addresses. It's the one that your internet service provider gives you, and then there's one that the SASE network gives you, totally unrelated. And so one SASE device can only access another SASE device in the same network. So if two companies are both running SASE, one SASE from one company cannot access the SASE from a different company because they are two different segmented networks. So you don't have to worry about somebody having the same security tool being able to get in.
No, that's good to know. Yeah,
because they don't talk to each other. They
Right.
can't validate.
Okay, so it's like you have a home alarm system. That doesn't mean that if your next door neighbors have the exact same alarm system that they're going to communicate with each other.
Correct. Their code's not going to turn your alarm off.
Being able to do business online is crucial for survival, especially during times of social distancing. So how do you survive and thrive in the sea of digital noise? It's a lot like fishing. You need to know who your perfect customer is so that you can use the right kind of lure to attract them. We help you catch your perfect customer and retain them for future sales through highly converting websites, influencer mobile apps, getting you featured in the news and on TV. Hi, my name is Jerry Bowden, U.S. Army veteran and president of Revealio Software Solutions. Our goal is to help you rise above the competition, be seen as an expert authority in your industry, and embrace technology to stay competitive for long-term success. It's more affordable than you may think. So reach out to us at Revealio.com, and together we will make your business come alive.
Kind of explain for a small business owner who say is working from home and they don't have employees per se, but they have virtual assistants. I know there's a lot of people in our network that are running that model. So how would this benefit them versus just leaving their systems as is with whatever IT companies that they're using with typical either firewall or just virus protection stuff on their systems. Kind of paint the picture for us, Anthony, why the SASE thing would be better for them.
Most people at home don't have a firewall. Most security software does not, most antivirus software does not have a firewall built into it. SASE does. And you can actually go through and create policies as to what you want to allow in and out of your computer. So you can dictate, it's like, okay, I don't want anybody using the machine to go to a gambling site or a hate site or whatever. So you can do those kind of content filtering policies. But the biggest thing is every piece of traffic, every communication is under that virtual private networking tunnel. Everything. It's an always on VPN. You can't turn it off. So that means
I'm sorry.
that means every piece of traffic that you do, whether you're searching Google or you're shopping on Amazon, everything is under that encrypted traffic. So all of your web browsing is going to be much more secure than if you didn't have it.
Well, that's going to be incentive for some people. The other thing I was going to say, like for the virtual assistants, though, are you saying that you'd have to get them to install the SASE on their system as well if they wanted to work with you?
Oh, well, it depends on what the virtual assistant is doing. If you want them, if you're planning on giving them access to your machine to where they remote into your machine and use it, then they would need, the SASE agent.
But the machine's much different than the cloud. So like I typically work with teams and we give access to cloud-based platforms for like content. So that's a different story.
Yeah, that's different. And again, it's even when you're using the cloud, because the VPN is still running, it's still going to be a much more secure connection than if you didn't have the VPN.
Okay, so what are the steps then is this SASE thing something that's proprietary, not to your organization, right? Is it a technology period that's available now and anybody can research it and learn a little bit more about it? Or
it's now an industry standard.
Okay.
It's basically replacing the old style VPN.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that, because it's always good for us to educate our listeners as to what's relevant in today's digital era. So you're saying SASE is the new industry standard for protecting systems with remote workers.
Yeah, it's the newest layer.
Nice. So what would be the steps for anybody that's interested to see about getting this applied to their business system?
Find somebody that offers SASE as a solution. And there's different versions of SASE. So you can get a version of SASE that integrates with hardware firewalls, such as Fortinet, or you can just get a software-based SASE, which is one of the ones we offer. And it's basically, for us, somebody would call us, say, I want SASE. Fine, we create the account, we work with them to create the security policies that they want, because everybody can be different. And then once the policies are set, we just send them the agent, they run it, they install it, and it's done. And it's a 5-minute install.
And then does it automatically update itself?
Yeah, it does the auto updates, and it turns on. If you shut down your computer at night, next morning you come in, you turn your computer on, SASE automatically loads, so you're automatically back on the VPN network.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I just since you are an IT professional, there's a lot of small business owners that tune into this show. So do you recommend that you turn off your computer every single night and start it fresh every single day?
Not really, because when you turn the computer on, it actually spikes the power supply, which will eventually damage the power supply. If it's a desktop, turn off the monitors, leave the computer on. But reboot the machine once every couple of weeks just to kind of flush it out and, and clean out the temp stuff.
Okay, well, thanks for that. So Anthony, how do people reach out to you specifically? Because I know I would recommend speaking to Anthony. He's genuinely here to help. He's not here to sell you big $1,000 and, whatever models, whatever you don't need. It's kind of like he's a mechanic that you can trust, a mechanic for your computer. So how can people reach out to you, Anthony?
Phone number is 707-361-4454. The phone rings Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 4.
Pacific.
Yeah, Pacific time. I do have to have Sunday off. I got to have at least some time off. Or they can just email us, Anthony at bayareaitsolutions.com, or they can just go to the website, which is bayareaitsolutions.com.
Thanks, Anthony. So if you're, wanting to leave an impression upon people's minds as they walk away from this interview, what would be one thing, especially maybe towards those who aren't super tech savvy? What is a thought or a phrase or an encouragement that you would share with them today?
Probably the fact that because of the way technology has evolved, it's much easier to actually protect ourselves than it has been in the past. And it's easier to do it, but it's also not going to break the bank anymore like it used to in the old days. In the old days, it was very expensive because you had to have everything on-prem, and you had to hire somebody full-time in the company to babysit the thing. With the cloud and such now, it's not the case. Even the little guy can get the same protection that corporations get.
Thank you for that, because I do know that a lot of times, especially those who are not tech savvy, all they see is dollar signs and their eyes just gloss over because they don't understand it. So it's hard for them to make a move because they're feeling a little like frozen, like they don't know what to do. So again, this is why Tech with Heart exists. This is why people like Anthony are part of the Tech with Heart network, because we have trust. There's trust there, and there's heart-centered approach to helping support small businesses. So please, I encourage you to reach out to Anthony. Even if you just have a question, just get to know him. Maybe just, see what he's got to offer. If you don't currently have anybody on your side to help you with your IT backend, he's a great resource. So I want to talk to those of you who are listening right now, and maybe some other business experts. We are looking to empower small businesses to grow and stay relevant in an online digital era. So if you are an expert in your industry or your niche, and you believe that you have value to add that you would like to share with our small business audience, please reach out to us at techwithheartnetwork.com and let us know what you would like to speak about. And let's just identify if you're a good fit for the show or not, because we're always looking for heart-centered but innovative experts in all different areas of business around technology, systems, and strategies. And if you're a small business owner and you feel like, man, technology is just overwhelming to me, I don't know who to trust, I don't know where to go, I don't know who to listen to, please consider joining the Tech with Heart Network. We are a nonprofit initiative here to empower and enlighten, and then also embrace those who are saying yes to, I want to embrace more technology. So go to techwithheartnetwork.com and join our community. You can join for free, or you can join as a gold member and get opportunities to speak and present at our events. So techwithheartnetwork.com is where it's at, guys, if you really want to grow alongside other innovative heart-centered entrepreneurs. Thanks for tuning in today. Here's to your success.
Your story needs to be seen and heard, and your brand needs to be revealed. Revelio elevates purpose-driven businesses into the spotlight through video storytelling, augmented reality video marketing, and professional website design. Get discovered online or in the news. Be featured in national magazines, or host your own TV, podcast, or live radio show. Together, we make your brand come alive. All it takes is Revelio. Visit Revelio.com to get started today. Minority and service disabled veteran owned.